let you know when that's gonna be. I sent 2 dates out to them, they have not been confirmed yet, for March 11th and March 18th. There's no confirmation on either date yet. That was a report of someone that mentioned to me, what I heard or got above or whatever, about garbage collection here in the village of Burnham. Where Burnham garbage collection has been privatized for some time. We privatized it because it was no longer efficient to maintain it with the employees we had. And Burnham was the only town in this region that was still doing its own garbage. I mean, Neanderthals garbage. And so it was not cost effective. Plus, we had injuries with the employees, and that drives up their working compensation. So that's additional expense and cost that on Burnham that we don't need. So that's why that decision was made. So once we privatize it, then it's on Homewood's responsibility, to get that taken care of and have the village department. The police dispatch center, there's been some concern about that for the last few years. That is an issue that was approved by Governor Rauner, when he was the governor. We got a law passed that said any town that had less than 25,000 residents, that they would have to combine with another town to make up the 25,000. So with us only being 4,210 people at that time, then of course we had to make some adjustments on that. So either we could have gone with Cal City, or we could have gone with the village of Dalton, which we did do. And the chief might want to say something for that. Give some additional feedback on that.
Maybe come see me at a later time if you have any questions or concerns.
Okay, thank you. And expenses, no, not yet. Okay, the police body cameras is an unfunded mandate by the state of Illinois. They passed a law in Springfield that the policemen are to wear body cameras. And I believe that has to be put into effect by April of 2025. So I'm saying that to say that sometimes, people might say, well, Burnham is overcharging us on this, they're overcharging us on that, and like you should do this, you should do the other. We cannot run the village of Burnham without resources. So when you have a sewer problem, you call the village up and you want it taken care of. And it's our duty to try to make sure we do it. Because that's what you put us here for. To take care of your affairs. And that's what we're gonna do. The police pension fund is underfunded throughout the state of Illinois. And this comes up sometimes, several times at the board meeting. We try to explain to some of the people that will not accept what we have said. When I became mayor in 2005, the village of Burnham was only appropriating $50,000 to the pension fund, $50,000. Now, it should have been appropriating a lot more, and so it got behind. So the next year we appropriated $75,000. And with that being said, every year since then, we have put in more appropriation toward the police pension fund. So now we probably up to $400,000, $500,000. Yeah, so right now we're close to $500,000. Money that we appropriate for the police pension. There still needs to be more. So at some point we are going to have to get caught up with it. So I don't know how they're going to get the money. They may start taking the money from our motor fuel tax fund. We don't know. But at some point we're going to have to make some type of accountability to that. So, and another thing that it's not the fact that the village is actually owes that much money. It's the actuaries that's calculated in the process. For example, if I was a police officer and if I married a woman that was 20 years old, and that was my wife, so then that means that the police fund, would have to appropriate with the cost of living, I mean, over the next 60 years, I mean, for example, because the forecast is that she would live that long, and you got to put the money there for her, and all the other people that will be there. And so that drives that projection up. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything to add to that?
Not at this time.
Okay. I mean, some people have said, well, you raised all this money, you spent all this money, you ran the fund up, you did what you did that, and you $11 million in that. Well, if you look at a projection like that, it is, I mean, higher output, from 8 million, 9 million, whatever it is. I mean, but that is the reason that it is calculated now. So if somebody came in and said, well, you got $11 million worth of debt. Oh, you did a bad job. Well, what are you gonna do about it? There are only two ways to eliminate a deficit: is to cut back on resources or to raise taxes. So are you gonna raise the taxes on the people of this town by $11 million? And what would you do? I mean, that came up some time ago, but I won't get into it. Yes.
Retention money is $644,000.
I mean, for $644,000, and over the 17 years that I've been there, it was $50,000 when I came in 2005. 17 years, almost 18 years later, it's over $600,000. So we're working on it, and we'll continue to do that. And in repairs, we have a lot of, well, not a lot of, but we have various sewer issues. And from May 1st until December 31st, I mean, we spent $63,000 on sewer repair work. You see Calumet City plumbing out in the street, digging up the street, and if there's some type of sewer problem that needs to be addressed. And when people call up and say that I can't flush the toilet, I can't wash the dishes, it's back and back up. I mean, we have to address that. We have to address that. So with the sewer tax that we have, the $10, that helps to cover that, it helps to pay for that. And if we could ever make it free, then we would. So if I accidentally hit the lottery, then I would bless all of it, everybody in this room to talk about it. That hasn't happened yet. And if it does, I will. The last thing, we're gonna have to educate the residents and the community. There are people that can steal your home. The house that is paid for, they can steal it, and it is happening. So we're gonna have to have a seminar on that to bring that information to the community. So the next time we have a meeting, we're gonna be able to show it on the projector. In fact, if I get your email, I can send you a video as to how that works. And all they would have to do is go get a deed and have it recorded at the county. And all they would have to pay is $40. $40 to take your house away from you. So we need to educate that, but we need to get that information out to the community. And that is our job to help to protect you and to give you information and to educate you. So in summary, I would like to say that, I am your mayor and you are my people, and I will help you where I can, and you got my word on it. Thank you. At this time, is a trustee John Kemp here? Okay, well, he's not here yet. So, trustee Grill, did you give your report? You have something to give?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Community fam. I'm again trustee Brenda Greer. I am on the Public Safety, Health, Education Committee. Throughout the years, we've had the COVID clinics with the village officials, and we had one 2 weeks ago, and since the pandemic, we've had them every month. and they've been very, very successful. Our next COVID clinic is March, February the 18th is our next clinic, and it's gonna be at the Village Hall from 12 to 4. So if you need updates, boosters, please come. Or if you know someone, spread the word. Our health is very important. And at one time, they were giving, and they announced that they were giving out $100 Visa cards. Well, they stopped announcing it, but to the surprise, the people that came to get their shots 2 weeks ago did receive a Visa card. So that's a good thing. Okay. Throughout the years, I've worked with the community back-to-school events. We have back-to-school events every year. They've been very successful, and the village gives out school supplies to the children. So it's been very successful, and we will continue to do that. And I work with the fire and police department to get COVID supplies during the pandemic. I do want to, we're having CPR classes at the fire department. The fire department will be doing the classes. If you know of anyone that's interested in partaking of the CPR, please have them to sign up at the Village Hall. As soon as we get enough people, we will move forward. But leave your name and your contact information at the Village Hall with the receptionist so that we can contact you. We have as you know, we're having a walking path. It's at 145th in Torrance. Walking, you know, is very, very important for your health. It's good for your blood pressure. It keeps down a lot of problems. So we're looking forward to our walking path. March the 5th, it's Grandparents' Day. We are going, you know, grandparents are very, very important. Grandparents do so many things for their loved ones. So we would like to honor our grandparents, our adoptive parents, our foster care parents on March the 5th. We have a dinner, and we also have a guest speaker. And she is a psychologist. She will talk to you, talk about the family. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. So that's on March the 5th. If you're interested in coming, please leave your name and number at the receptionist desk. So again, that's March the 5th. Let me see what else I want to tell you. I can go on and on now. I told you about CPR.
We'll cover some other things.
And I told you about CPR. I told you about grandparents. Okay, well, I think that is all. If you have any questions,
Okay.
feel free to ask me.
We're gonna let everybody give the report, then we'll come back. for the
Oh,
questions.
okay, all right, thank you.
Good afternoon.
I'm Grace Garcia, and I just wanted to report on a couple of things that we've been working on. So Brenda already reported on the walking path, and the construction is scheduled to start in 2023, right?
Yes.
The spring of
In a
2023.
couple months.
We also have Domino's Pizza that's coming over by Burnham Avenue, and that's the first ever national chain that's coming to Burnham. And grand opening should be sometime in the spring of 2023. We also got a new grocery store over on Torrance Avenue called Animoto. It's a Mexican grocery store. And then we also have Green Breeze property on 145th and Ellis. That has been vacant for years. And what they do is they recycle cooking oil also. And we've also been working on job fairs. So we've had quite a few job fairs at the community center for anyone that's looking for work. If you're looking for work or know anyone that's looking for work, let me know. We have a lot of job openings with local companies close by in the area. So I think we've had a job fair like once, at least for the past 3 or 4 months, at least once a month. And we've had about 90 people show up at those job fairs, and I think they've hired like about 60% of the people that have shown up. So if you know anyone, I have a lot of companies that are looking for work, that's my real job, you know, so I can, you know, I can help them.
Are they just for Burnham residents?
It's for everyone. So, you know, anyone doesn't matter where they live, as long as they can go to work.
Thank you, trustee Garcia. Trustee Richardson.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Stephanie Richardson. I'm over the public utilities. A couple of years ago, we upgraded our water meters, and with that, it gave us better customer service and monitoring. We have monthly, readings and billings, so you don't have a huge water bill any longer, or you shouldn't. We have weekly readings to detect any existing leaks. And we also gave out blue tablets with instructions to detect any water leaks. So right now, we might have about 500 plus lead lines, which was banned in the 80s by the state of Illinois. And on August 30th, 2021, Illinois passed the anti-lead law, which means we're gonna have to get rid of all lead in our pipes. But we have been blessed by being awarded a 40,000 grant. What's in that right? Is that 40,000?
That's right, 40 now.
Okay, through the Illinois EPA to survey our lead service lines. So that'll help us to detect any lead lines that are in need of replacing. That's it.
Thank you, trustee Richardson. So, again, they're saying that lead is detrimental to our health, so it always brain damage and different functions, so, but, so that law has been passed, that is an unfunded mandate by the state of Illinois, but it's the law, so we have to do it. So hopefully we can get some additional money. They did award us the 40,000 to do the survey, and, so we're gonna do a job working on that, I guess, in a few months, you know, as to how we're gonna get that done. And so we're gonna have to sit down and figure out as to how we can, get it done, so, those, probably have to do a scratch survey or something on the, you know, on the pipe detail, so you'll know whether it's lead or not. If it's copper, then it's okay, so, I mean, our record show we got 502 lead in your property that need to be changed out, so we just gotta find out where they are. So, trustee Hodges?
Yeah, Burnham.
Really have?
I'm really excited. I got some stuff to talk about. I'm working on. I want to say
Can you talk a little bit louder?
I want to say a couple of thank yous. Again, thank you guys so much for your work on that toy giveaway. We came together as a group, as a town, and we showed the kids that we do love them. And I thank y'all for all your help with that. The fire department came through. I appreciate you guys. Everybody just came through. I really thank you for that. On top of that, I thank you guys for your support throughout the years. We did a couple soccer tournaments last year. I really appreciate it. Again, I want to thank the police department with that, the fire department. Y'all came through all the time. I really appreciate you guys. And we're going to try to continue that going next year, some more tournaments. My main thing is to make sure our kids and people, we got things to do recreational, Park and Recreation Committee. We got a couple things. So I have an open gym coming up February 13th with his weekend birthday. We're going to be, have some real cool stuff going on. It's going to be a Sandwich Community Center over at 600 Oglesby. So I'm trying to do open gym every month. Also, I want to talk about, we have a low impact aerobics. Not just for the seniors, it seems like a senior thing, but I want everybody want to come out, get in shape a little bit, have a seat, chill out. That's gonna be March 25th here at, February 25th here at the community center. Actually, I'm having it led by our own trustee Greer. I'm so proud, because that's the thing about us. I think we work as a team to make sure we keep stuff going, and so we're gonna keep that going February 25th. So I'm excited about that. Again, I want to talk about we work with the volunteers to do the COVID event. I love volunteering. You guys see my faces in all these events. Again, not going also. I love working with the community back to school event. Thank y'all for y'all support there. A lot of y'all was there. Thank y'all for coming out there. And that's basically it. I always feel like I got one more thing to say. But again, I just want to say thank y'all again for working with us. You got something, Miss Jackie?
Yes, can you give me a time for February the 25th?
Yes, February 25th, it will be from 9 to 11.
Thank you.
Low impact aerobics, all right?
Okay.
So anybody want to come out, we would love for you to come out. Thank you guys so much for your support. Burnham strong.
Thank you, Trustee Hodges. Okay, are there any questions about anything you heard? Are there any questions? Yes, ma'am. Yes.
You was talking about people, cause you know, sometimes they call and say they wanna buy your house, right? Are these scammers?
No, they don't call and say they wanna buy your house. They just figure out a way to take it away from you.
Really?
Yeah, so it don't matter if it's paid for or not paid for. So there's a video, that we could show you, if you leave us your email, I can send it to you.
Yeah, cause I didn't have people call.
Well, I have people sending me letters all the time trying to buy my house. Yeah, that happens all the time. So those are probably just investors. I'm talking about scammers.
Yeah.
Is that another one? Yes, ma'am, I did hear.
It's not anything that was announced today, but I had a question.
Go ahead.
I heard on the news the other day, and they mentioned it before, about kids, Cook County Sheriff and, I guess the police department's giving out the lots. I don't know if that's not part of the story, but thankfully, man, was returned. So are we giving out?
Well, we've been kind of considering that, that I've asked the police department to look at and see how many, the lots could we acquire. We're gonna look into that and whether we might move forward. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, trustee Richardson, could you speak on the line dancing? We have so many people that are interested in the line dancing. Could you speak on that, please?
Line dancing will hopefully be coming back to Burnham. Line dancing, line dancing. Yeah, line dancing in April. I don't have the exact date yet, but I'm thinking about doing it on a Thursday, about 4. It won't be a Saturday, it might be a Thursday, about 4 or 5. But when I have more information, we'll have flyers.
Okay.
And we do have some food here for you today. I'm gonna take it first and I'll come back in a second. Yes, sir.
So this is for, trustee.
Yes.
So you're with, health and like, what's the part again?
Health, education,
So I heard you say something about like, the COVID shots.
yes.
Workshop. Do you have anything about like education and, nutrition? Like immune boosters, like vitamin giveaways and stuff like that, I don't know how this actually works, but I'm wondering, like, it's easier to me to be more preventive than to be, reactionary. If it's a shot in me, I'm gonna go with it, but, do you have anything like that going on?
Not at the very moment, but I tell you we will. And I'd like to talk to you after the meeting.
You
Okay.
certainly can look into it. There are several opportunities.
Some people didn't hear, what were you? I was asking about, like, she's over the health and, I thought she said nutrition. So I was saying, with that same line of thinking, instead of getting
The shot.
just the shots, do they have like nutrition education pamphlets? How to have, like, what type of immune boosters would like keep you from getting that type of illness, or say
Vitamins.
natural, like, maybe like
Natural
that.
stuff.
Maybe they got like a vitamin giveaway, I don't know.
So-
Something like
No,
that.
I'm sure that, I'm sure that could be addressed and we'll, yeah.
So you're talking about preventive measures.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yes.
Instead of like,
Okay. Okay. Grant.
I know like you did, you have to
Water bill? So you know that got me in trouble, because people said that we kept part of the money. Burnham was the only town in the state of Illinois that did it. The only town in the state of Illinois that did it. People went out and said that the mayor kept our money. I got the proof. I can tell you right now, I mean, this mayor, and I'm from Mississippi, and I'm not going to Canada. I am not going to West Virginia. There are a lot of people, they like to see me fall, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. That's up.
So, I heard you talk about the police, pension funds.
Yeah.
I got you. That's a two-part question. Do you tax forward for anything?
I'm sorry, do we do
Are you
what?
able to tax forward for anything? Forward motor.
Well, did we receive anything from Ford?
Yes.
No. And that's in Chicago.
With that being said, as many tractor trailers fly down this hill, like, there's no way, like, you can get a speed camera, 'cause I can guarantee you put a speed camera on either side of the hill, you're gonna make up for a lot of stuff you're trying to get money for.
Yeah. I don't think the state will allow us to put speed cameras on the public roadway. Is that true, Chief?
Well, some of the streets in the village of Burnham are not actually owned by Burnham, they're actually owned by the state. So that's something that we have looked into in the past, which we'll continue to look into. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of, speed cameras.
I'm not either really, but I live right over on 27th, and I'm not gonna lie, I like to go fast. We got 18 wheelers coming down the hill with me.
So I can understand that, and
And they're tearing streets up.
yeah, we actually do have a traffic unit, that typically works in the afternoon hours. And we'll put it on Burnham and Raider, and then we'll switch back towards the afternoon, we're on State Street. So that's something we're doing, we understand, there is some crime that's out there, there is some speeders out there, there is overweight trucks. We're doing everything that we possibly can to do the best that we can with what we have. It's got a lot of people in trouble in different towns, definitely against it. In the wrong hands, it can be very bad. So I'd like to try to avoid that, get all work together on ideas. That's what today's all about. It's not about the mayor, it's not about the trustees, it's about you as residents to come here and ask questions to us. If you can help us out, we can be a better help to each and every one of you, and that's what this is about. So after this, and after everyone's speaking, please come talk to me, we talk in private, I'll take your concerns into consideration, have an open door policy, you come see me at any time, and all of us want what's best for all of you.
Okay, thank you. If there's something that someone doesn't have to say, if you wanna say it confidently, you can always pull somebody on the side, it might be your neighbor next door that's violating the law, you know, all that. So. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I forgot to mention that we do have the, Cedar that's here on Saturdays when we have our COVID clinic for your light, your gas, and even your water bill. So don't forget, every time that we have COVID come out, we also have the Cedar there.
Okay.
What time is the grandparents' dinner?
It's from 3 to 7, 3 to 7. And we will, as I said, we will be sitting out in the station.
Thank you, Trustee Bill. Yes, Ms. Evans. No, not that you called me.
Yeah, but I don't know if
You called them, or did anybody call? We didn't hear nothing about it.
I don't know which one.
Oh, you kind of know, we know the word. Then we'll be able to respond. Yes, sir.
Just, you know, when you're talking about the police pensions, you know, one of the, from my understanding, is even like with the state of Illinois, and even with Chicago, that we've always heard that, the state is like terribly underfunded in police pensions and fire pensions. And I know that there was a practice in Illinois that caused this, and one of that would be, and I don't even know if the practice is still there, is that before an officer retires, or before even a state employee or employees retire, that their pension is based on what they're being paid at the end of their, right at the end of their retirement. Not the end of their retirement, but when they're gonna retire. And if, Illinois was notorious for, and even in the teachers union, of giving teachers, giving people large raises, and giving them promotions right before they retire. And what that did is that jacked up people's pensions, and Illinois also allowed people to do multiple jobs and collect multiple pensions. And my question is that practice still illegal? And does Burnham give possible promotions or raises to employees so that they get larger pensions for their retirement?
Well, I'm not really sure, whether the practice is, still in effect or not. Any process that, Burnham will implement, it would have a benefit of a public safety issue, so if a position needs to be opened up, bring somebody else in. Main thing is that we have to keep enough policemen on the street, and to make sure we keep the town as safe as possible, and whatever decision that have to be made to do it.
So what you're saying is Burnham wouldn't give people promotions right before they're gonna retire so they get larger pensions?
I'm saying that, the practice is not a practicality, it's a practice,
It's not a practicality.
so, that's what I'm saying.
What does that mean, it's not a practicality? I don't understand.
What you don't understand?
You said the practice is not a practicality. I didn't understand what that meant.
I think that we'll talk about it later.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
When you were talking about the garbage department, you said that Burnham was the last community to privatize their waste disposal.
Pretty much.
And you said it as if it was like a bad thing, but I think it was a good thing that Burnham was able to keep their garbage department and keep their garbage cheap for so long. Because a lot of people don't understand, we're up to like $20 a month now for our garbage, but when it was kept within Burnham with part-time employees, we were paying $4 and then $6. I believe it was right around either $6 or $8 until we went and had it privatized. And we actually lost services when it was privatized. You can't have as much garbage to be thrown out. You can't just throw garbage out there and it's gonna be picked up. You can put one item out for heavy pickup. It offered one time a month that the village would come through and pick up whatever you threw out, even if it was a large amount. And the only time you were charged is if the superintendent made a decision that you were gonna be charged. It would also pick up all your yard waste on one specific day of the week. And all that kinda ended. And I just wanna correct one of the statements. You mentioned that the reason that we had it privatized was because of workman's comp issues. And I find that completely false, because the people that were running the garbage department were all part-time employees. You had a part-time driver and you had part-time people, and all those people were employed within the village. And then when those people weren't here anymore, or they were, they had to take off or whatever, or they left, it was always part-time people from Burnham we employed from within Burnham. And that's what ended when it became privatized. And it did not end. There were not people that were hurt that eliminated the garbage department. The reason the village eliminated the garbage department is, one, the garbage truck was broken, it was abused, and it had to be traded in, and the village didn't have the funds to buy another garbage. Or maybe it was beneficial
And so since the truck
in
was
some way.
using, who was using the truck, the same people you're talking about, right? When you put
Well, no.
And when you put the refrigerator in the truck.
No, well, okay, if you wanna go that route, what actually happened was, some of the people that were working part-time were replaced with full-time people that were brought in here from other communities that were a problem in another community, and we just moved them people in here. I don't know why we even hired these people, but there was one specific gentleman that came through and convinced us that instead of picking up trees and refrigerators and washing machines with our heavy pickup and our dump trucks and our payloader, that it would be better to crush it inside of the garbage truck and crush those things and rev up the engine and use the crusher and crush these things. Well, that damaged the truck over, and a number of times it damaged, and I know it cost the village a lot of money.
That's one of the reasons.
And at that time, I was employer, so I know exactly what happened. And that's what happened to that garbage truck. And there's one more issue too, is when we had the housing crisis, many homes were being vacated and construction people were coming in and they were just loading things into the alley, tons of stuff. And the village was picking all those things up with the garbage department, and it really caused and it inflated what it cost the people and what it cost us to get rid of that garbage. And from my point of view, and somebody was directly involved in it, I think it was a management issue, not a financial issue.
Okay,
It was
well,
poor
I don't know.
management that caused our garbage department to
I
be
mean, well, I
eliminated.
don't-
And I'm not saying it was not beneficial financially, I don't know that, but you've never proven that to us.
Well, I recall, one incident where there was a politician from Chicago had bought a house in Burnham, and there was an employee from Burnham, so he was gonna get a job in Chicago, and he had him to vote up all kinds of stuff against Burnham tax. So, I know, so, I'm just saying, so, there's no thing to go around, and water.
Well, I'm not blaming, I'm not blaming anything, I'm just trying to correct the facts, that's all.
And the garbage be picked up on Tuesday and Wednesday. And one day, in their wisdom, or the lack thereof, they decided to spend it out for a whole week. Took a whole week to pick it up. When they did that, that was not to be.
I'm not even sure what
That was not
you said, to be honest with you.
We can't have people playing games and doing stuff like that, so.
So it's a management issue, it wasn't necessarily financial, is what you're saying.
I'm saying the decision was made, and I'm saying that decision was made, so it was in the best interest of the village. Like I said, it was costly, and it was damaging the truck. When I see a refrigerator going up in the truck, the silk twisted this,
Yeah, but you guys authorized it, you wanted to
I
do it.
didn't authorize it.
That's what we beg to differ.
So, if you was on the garbage truck.
I wasn't, I was off the garbage truck.
Okay,
I was
so you was working there, so.
I just watched the tax.
You would have a better understanding than me as to how it was working. I worked in the steel mill, I didn't work in the garbage truck. I was in the steel mill for 22 and a half years.
Well, you really don't wanna get into this argument because
That's all
I know
right.
for a fact that that the garbage truck was being followed, and when a lot of these large items came up, and as employees, we complained because we thought it was damaging the truck, and I know that, Dwayne would come, and you would come, and you'd pull up behind, and you'd say, pick it up anyway, and we picked it up anyway. This went on for a long time, a couple
It
years.
was, but I don't feel like you to pick up no refrigerator. I have seen a refrigerator in there before, then when I saw how it was going up in there, bouncing around, then I was.
It doesn't bounce around, it gets crushed, but it's the compactor,
Yeah.
the important part of the truck that would get ruined. And I could pull out an email telling you there was an employee that would rev up the engine and he would crush those things because he told you that would save the village money, and he damaged the truck. And that was one of the employees you hired and brought here from another community, it was a problem in another community, and he brought him in. But these things don't really matter, I'm just trying to correct what you're saying, that's all.
What the employee, came in on the non-administrative, came in before, some of them didn't work out, and they're not here anymore.
It's not a benefit that we eliminate the garbage department, that's all I'm saying. It was nice, it's personal, used by employed village people.
No, it's not, yes, sir.
So basically, would you be willing to revisit the cost effectiveness of having Burnham pick up the trash, or is it more just, it's easier to just have privatized?
No, we would not revisit it, but we would have to buy another garbage truck. At this time, with the cost of where it is, a new garbage truck would probably cost us $250,000, and we'd have to go back and hire employees, and then we'd have to go back there again. So we will not go back. So that would not be. Yeah.
I have another question. Well, not a question, but it's a statement. We do have the garbage department was privatized, but what a lot of residents may not know is that we do have the same amount of public works employees that we've always had. It's 3 full-time public works employees. But during this administration, we have now subcontracted snow plowing. We have subcontracted tree trimming. We no longer have an animal control department. There are other things also that we no longer do. We don't change our own light bulbs on the streetlights. That was something that Burnham always did with their bucket truck. We no longer use the bush hog, which was something you put on the back of a tractor that cuts prairies and keeps things real nice. We no longer use that. We just use the hand ones like the landscapers use. And every year, we cut less and less and less. And I think there's plenty of services that we no longer do. And I don't think you should be proud that we, are cutting down trees like crazy, because it doesn't get done for free. And those were things that were, village employees did that.
Speaking of
Residents of Burnham did that, and that's no longer the case.
Speaking of trees being cut down, there's somebody left an abandoned house there, and it got raccoons in it, and got animals in it, and animals trying to break out the windows, the lady next door is scared to death, we're gonna have to cut those trees down too. As far as the, cutting the trees down with the partner, with the full-time employees, the public work employees have not missed any resources, and they have not missed any funds or not any monies. So whether we privatize the job or not, because sometimes we don't have enough people to do the job in public work. And we're short right now, we have injuries, we have this time when that happens, so, we have to continue to get the work done, so whatever we have to do to get it done, we'll do.
Yeah, Public Works thing.
It's a trustee Clay, but would you stand?
Yeah, the Public Works issue, with the Public Works issue, the hiring process. We would love for people, in Burnham to get the job. Every time we post it, every time we, mention it at the meeting, no one from Burnham applies. So, just keep that in mind when it goes up again, and we would love to have a Burnham resident work for
Yeah,
us.
CDL is mandatory.
Right.
CDL is mandatory.
Do you have a digital, is it only the postings for jobs for Burnham? Are they only listed in City Hall? Village Hall? Are the jobs only posted in Village Hall?
No, we put them on the website.
Okay. Do you have like a certain, day that you put up new jobs? Throughout the day, week or month that you put up jobs?
Well, it's pretty much as they become available, so we'll probably put up another pretty soon.
Right here.
Mayor, he's saying that you have the same number of employees that you have now as when you had, the garbage pickup.
Yes.
Well, that's not true. No, that's not true, because when the garbage department was separate, the garbage department had 3 employees, the public works had 3 employees, plus the supervisor. All the garbage department employees. So how did this happen?
So you only have public works, which is the 3 employees plus the supervisor.
Right. And then now he's doing it. So, so Burnham is doing good, like I said, so we're gonna continue to take care of the building service, so you don't have to worry. Yes, ma'am.
As a resident of Burnham, I'm very satisfied with the Homewood service. I think they do a good job.
And another thing, as far as putting stuff out, we have had people, there was a lady that was living on the block with me, and I was a trustee, so she sold the house and she moved. And she put all that stuff in the alley, somebody, the older we are, we just tend to save a lot of stuff. She put all that stuff in the alley, it's just so much. And I feel sorry for the garbage man, they had to pick up all that stuff. And they picked it all up. And the next week she had it for it again, oh God. I said, you know what, I need to prepare that. I put it, you know what I'm saying, but it's not fair. It's not fair to collect stuff in 90 years and put it all in out, somebody else to pick up. That's not fair. That's not fair.
When you have someone who puts out like an old board from the house and leaves it out there, and it's still out there in the alley until the finish on the boards, wear off and been out there for so long, who do you call to come and pick it up? Cause, Homewood garbage, they're not picking that up, and they got a couple of old TVs and everything else that was out there.
Well, I'm glad you brought the TVs up. TVs are going to a different definition, so, Homewood does not pick up TVs, the village of Burnham does not pick up TVs, so we have to have a special event to pick up television, because no one wants to pick up.
Somebody's been picking at those TVs, taking
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, so,
You cannot recycle electronic
Sure they did, it just got
waste.
crushed in the garbage truck and it goes drains the state.
That's why it broke.
yeah, that's not what happened. So, so a lot of things happened back then, and some of them was right, some of them was wrong, but they're not gonna happen anymore. So none of us are perfect, we can't control everything, because I can't see everything, the supervisor can't see everything, the trustees can't see everything, a lot of things happen, we don't know what's going on. But if it's not right, and if I'm aware of it, then I'll correct it, I'll make sure.
I have a question.
Okay, the last question.
Do you think that, one of the recruiting problems possibly for the Public Works Department is because you changed you said that they have to have a CDL? Do you think it's because there was a decision made to put the starting requirement for a truck driver with a CDL at $15? You changed it, then you left it that way for a while, and you couldn't get any employees, and then you had to slowly bring it back up again? You think that that could have helped contribute to the problem, not getting qualified employees?
That's in the ordinance, we didn't change that.
Yeah, okay.
No, we didn't change that.
Okay.
That's in the ordinance, right? Yeah, that's in the ordinance.
You mean the union
It's in the
contract?
contract.
Huh?
The union contract, not the ordinance, the union contract is how they get paid, right?
Yeah, but I think it's in the ordinance too.
Do you need a CDL to drive those trucks though?
Yes, yeah. You should have a CDL.
And you know what, and it's really hard to recruit people right now. I come, that's my background, I recruit people for companies in this whole area. And everyone's having an issue recruiting good workers. Recruit someone, they hire, then they don't show up, they're late, so now you have to terminate them. But we're not the only village that has issues with recruitment. Everyone, Ford has issues, Sherwin-Williams has issues with recruiting people, J.B. Hunt. They're all trying to figure out a way with whatever happened with COVID. Everyone is having an issue recruiting good workers.
Thank you. Okay, well, let me say to thank everybody for your responses and your comments, and always welcome, so we're gonna break some bread. And stick around and so while to communicate with us, whatever you want.